morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So it is Wednesday and we are back on Facebook Live to do another yoga class together. So congratulations, the hardest part of this practice has begun. You have gotten out of bed, you have chosen to get onto your mat, you have chosen to move your body today and to experience whatever is thrown at you in the form of a yoga practice. So mazel tov, well done. Honestly, it is the hardest part. So go ahead and start the way you know we're going to, which is laying on your belly, let your arms rest, and your head rest onto your arms. In light of the world around us, and this can be said for at any time really that we practice, but particularly now, and all of the change and chaos and experiences that so many of us are having, today's class is going to be a little different. I would like you to be a little bit more in your body today, if it's possible. Because I think it's really important to remember that the experiences that we have and the experiences that other people have in this world, we embody. We hold in our own tissue. We hold it in our cells. We hold it in our bones, in our muscles. We hold it in the backs of our eyes and in the tension in our jaws. This is where we process. We process a lot of our emotions through the body. And when we don't process, we become injured. So today, as we're moving through our practice, there's going to be a lot more time for you to stop and pause and reflect on the feelings in your body. This doesn't mean that I want you to overanalyze your posture. So not sitting there and going, okay, external rotation here, internal rotation. I'll cue you, but that's not the big deal today. Today is feeling the body and how it's reflecting the feelings of yourself and so many others back to you. Your yoga practice is a moving meditation. It is a moving exploration. It is a moving part of the gears and shifting consciousness of the world. So when you practice to free yourself from limitations, from stress, from suffering, from pain, we actually are freeing many more than just ourselves. So, again, a little different today, a lot of time to pause and reflect. For some of you, that's going to just get on your last nerve, and I apologize ahead of time, but just give it a try. We'll be back to other things later. And from my personal perspective, my body is weakened today. So if you are also feeling weak, please use modifications liberally. Dash those modifications on everything. Sprinkle it like salt, because we're going to need to be kind to ourselves to be able to be kind to others. No more talking for me. Well, not yet at least. Once you are on the ground, maybe you were just watching me talk for that period of time, or maybe you just showed up, go ahead and lay down on your mat. And let your head rest on your arms. And start to take some really deep breaths into your belly. And for those of you who have been down here this whole time breathing because you knew it was coming, that's great. Just keep doing it. Because we need to start to be comfortable with not moving for a moment. Don't fall back asleep, even if the body seems really tired. As you inhale, feel your belly expand, pressing into the ground, and as you exhale, feel the belly contract gently, letting the weight of your body shift. See what's going on under your hips, under your legs, under your feet, and your shoulders, and your arms. Feel the weight of your head, the balance of your body, or the imbalance of your body. Where are the aches? Where are the pains? Where are you missing the mark? Where are you not able to reach with your mind, with your breath? And then do one more body scan, starting at the very tip of your toes, rolling up the bottoms and fronts of your feet, the sides of your feet, into your ankles and your heels, around the front of your heel, or to your ankles. Scan your calf muscles and your shins. Feel the divot behind your knee and the kneecap, that little floating disc. Feel the tendons and ligaments and liquid around the knee. Check in with the front of your thighs, the inner thighs, the outer thighs, the back of your thighs, what's happening there. And then as you check in, is there any release that happens a little more? Find the space where the buttocks and the thighs connect. The sides of your hips, the sides of your glutes, the buttocks themselves, the hip bones and the pelvis. Can you find the space of the lower belly? Wrap that awareness around the sides and into the lower back. Can you find the tailbone? Can you bring that consciousness up the spine a little ways and find the middle of the back, the muscles on the left and the right side of your spine itself? Can you wrap around the waist and find the belly button, the muscles behind the abdomen or within the abdomen? Can you find the space of your ribs, the space between your ribs, and how the ribs wrap around the side body to the back? And can you find the shoulder blades, the upper back, the chest, the armpits, the collarbone, the shoulders themselves? Can you find the bicep and the tricep, the front and back of your upper arm? Can you find your elbows, your forearms, your wrist, the tops of your hands, the bottoms of your hands, the palms, the fingertips, fingernails? Can you find your throat, your neck, the connection of your shoulders with your neck, the connection of your neck with your jaw? Can you find the muscles of your jaw, the gums, the teeth, the tongue, the connection of your tongue to the back of your mouth? Can you find the soft palate at the top of your mouth, the cheeks, the eyes, the sockets? Can you feel the eyelashes? Can you feel the eyelids, the eyebrows, temples? Can you find your forehead, the top of your head, the back of your head, the nape of your neck, the bottom of your skull? Can you do all of that while breathing? Can you take the legs wide apart? And when you do that, is there any change in your legs? Is there any popping in your spine? And then bend both your knees. And when you do that, do you feel anything in your knees or your ankles? Are you flexing your feet? Are you ready to run? Or can you soften your ankles? And then start to softly wave the legs from side to side. Again, keeping your head down. If you're looking up, my head's up just because you have to be able to hear me. As you rock the legs from side to side, can you feel the muscles in your legs? Can you feel the heaviness in your legs? Can you feel your hips, your glutes, maybe even your lower back? Can you be completely encompassed in this movement? Are you waiting for the next movement? already. As you move your legs to one direction, do you start to feel that the opposite hip is lifting higher? And can that happen a couple more times for you? And then this next time that you move your legs from side to side, can you find stillness in the center and then lower the legs down to the ground? And then from this position, can you press the hands into the floor gently, not shoving yourself around into a little box here, but pressing away, bringing the big toe mounds of the feet together and shifting your hips back towards your heels, letting yourself come into that child's pose and becoming very aware as to whether or not today is the day you want to place a little bit of height under your head, or maybe a blanket under your buttocks and on your heels. Can you be very aware of what the body needs? If there's pain in your hips or your kneecaps, can you adjust the posture so that you don't feel that pain anymore? If you know that you have more length and more ability and more space in the spine, if you give yourself just a little bit of support, can you take it? Can you get out of your mind and try to get into your body and give it what it needs today, not what you think it should have? And then from here, can you extend the arms only if you want to? And can you start to walk the body to the left only if you want to, because sometimes staying in that middle is where we need to be. And if you are moving to the left, can you draw the body down instead of just pushing your hands into the ground, waiting to spring forward? Can you draw the body down to the left? Can you let the head rest maybe on a block, maybe on your arm, maybe on the floor? And can you draw the right hip back and away from your shoulder? Can you draw the shoulder away from your ear? Can you reach the fingertips further? Can you breathe deeper into your right side body? I'm asking you to listen to your body today. Learn what's going on in a deeper way. Start to walk yourself through center. Take your time. Maybe you need to pause here for a moment and see what that feels like again. Maybe there's a difference between your center movement now that you've moved to the left. And then maybe we can move to the right. Practicing awareness. Moving that body to the right, stretching that left arm away, bringing our head down, bringing our chest down, bringing our body down wherever it needs to go. Remember that your perceived flaws, your perceived imperfections are perfect for you right now. They're a way of learning, a journey to becoming more of what you want to be. Taking it back through center, reaching through your arms, finding that space, really letting the body settle. And then slowly drawing yourself forward, coming into hands and knees. Your knees underneath of your hips, your hands underneath of your shoulders. And as you inhale, letting your belly expand as you open the chest to the front rim and the hip bones lift and the head lifts. And then as you exhale, rounding your spine and noticing how this feels in your toes. How does this feel in your ankles? How does this feel in your fingertips? How does this feel in the organs of your body? There's so much more to this movement than just bringing yourself into flexion and then out of. There's so much more to this movement than what we want to give it. And let's take it through one more time, slow and steady. Let's bring our spine to a neutral position, the top of the head facing forward, the tailbone facing back. And then from here, I'd like you to cross your right knee behind your left. So if you need to, you'll need to lift your right leg. You're gonna lift your right leg and just place that right knee to the floor next to your left. Good. And then from here, we're going to shift to the left with our attention. So we're going to draw the hips to the right as we turn and look to the left. So we're actually stretching that right side body just a little bit more. Hold here, big deep breaths. And then come right back into center, place that right knee underneath of your right hip. And let's try it on the other side. If you need a break on your wrist, go ahead and take it. Lengthening that left knee behind us, crossing it on the other side of the right, if you can, as best as you can. And then shifting, the side of your waist will come to the left as you move your right buttock towards your right ribs. And you're looking towards the right hips, or the right glute. And breathing deep into that left side. And then we'll inhale, we'll come right back into center, and we'll place that left knee back down onto the ground. Beautiful. If you need to, roll back, rotate your wrist, and then come back into hands and knees. We're going to do the same thing. This time we're going to do an outstretched leg. So extend the right leg back, tuck your toes, and then cross that right leg over the left calf wherever it goes. Keep the toes tucked, push through your right heel, and then turn and look over that left shoulder towards that right heel. And just see what you feel here. Feel the strength in your body or the weakness, the tightness in your body, the balance or the imbalance. And then let's switch it out. Take that right knee to the floor, kick the left leg back, tuck the toes, and then cross that left leg over the right. Look towards your left heel. Pressing through the toes, pushing the heel away. One more breath. And then release and take that left knee down to the ground. Beautiful. Roll back to child's pose. Rotate your wrist. Relax your hands for a moment. Soften your jaw. And then from this position, let's come right back into hands and knees. Beautifully done. Kick that left leg back again, tuck your toes. Lift the left leg high, not higher than the glute, but in line, so the ankle is in line with the hip. And then turn your left foot out and stretch that left leg out to the side and place it onto the floor. So your left foot is going to line up with your right knee. We've done this pose before, but if you've never been with me before, then this might be different. If you have a block and you like to use blocks for this posture, you can place your block about a foot from your right knee. Okay? Walk your hands closer to your right leg. Start to engage your core. Place your hands to your hips. Shift your hips forward and see how that feels. See if you can feel height here. Maybe even reach your arms up and see what that stretch feels like on the right and left side of your body. And then from this position, take your left hand down to the outside of the left leg as you reach the right arm up. And notice if you're crushing the left side of your body. And if you are, what would you have to do? Would you come up higher? Would you go lower to find space in the left waist? Take one more breath. And then carry the right hand down to your block. Maybe it's at a high height, maybe it's at a low height, maybe there is no block. And then lowering that right hand to the block, again, hips are forward here, core's engaged, lift your left arm up. Stretch that left arm by your left ear, stretching and reaching and finding space in the left side of the body, and hopefully not collapsing in the right. Doing what you need to do here. Take one more breath, maybe move your head back with it. And then as you inhale, come right back into center. Exhale, Hinge from the hips, place your hands onto the floor. And then from here, inhale, lift that left leg straight out to the side. And then as you exhale, turn the toes down as you draw the leg back. Big deep breath in, reach through the heel. Exhale, pull the left knee in towards your nose or towards your chest. And then inhale and carry that left leg back. Exhale, pull that knee in, holding in for a moment. And then inhale, carry that left leg back. And then last time, exhale, pull that knee in. Inhale, carry that left leg back. Tuck the toes to the floor, push through the heel. Press into the ground. Exhale, pull your right knee in towards your chest. Inhale, lower your right knee to the floor. Here we go, 2 more. Exhale, right knee into the chest. Inhale, back into the floor. 1 more. Exhale, right knee into your chest. Inhale, right knee to the floor. Exhale, your left knee down and lower back into child's pose. Release your wrist and take a pause. Notice if you feel any more activity on the left side versus the right. If you feel any more awareness in the left side versus the right, the front versus the back. No right or wrong answers. Let's try again on the other side. Hands come to the earth, hands and knees pose. Block comes about a foot from that left knee. And then from here, we're going to carry that right leg out to the side. Or I'm sorry, out and behind. Make sure the heel and the ankle are in line with your buttocks, not higher. Keep the foot flexed, turn the toes outwards. Carry the leg out from the right hip and draw the right foot down. Make sure the foot's in line with your knee. Walk your hands closer to your left knee. And then shifting the hips forward, come into the hands on the hips and come upright. Find balance first by reaching your arms to the sky, chest facing forward. And then from here, exhale and slide that right hand down the outside of the right leg. Inhale, lift the left arm up. Hold here. Try not to collapse on your right side, but instead lengthen in your right waist. Find space. Find your breath. Listen to what the body is telling you. Don't manipulate your body into a posture. Beautiful. Come back up. Stretch the arms away. As you exhale, take your left hand down, maybe to a block, maybe to the floor, and then reach that right arm up. Find space in the left waist. So if your hand is on the ground and not on the block here, but you feel like you're collapsing into your waist, use a block. Remember, you're listening to the body, you're not manipulating it. Stretch the arms away from center, let the shoulders draw down. Stay here for maybe a breath, maybe 2, maybe 100. You never know how quick you're breathing. Nice. And then from here, reach up as if somebody's pulling you on that right arm. Take your hands to your waist, find your balance. And then place your hands down onto the floor. Lift the right leg straight out from the side. Turn the toes down once the leg's behind you. Exhale, pull the right knee into your chest or nose. Inhale, carry that right leg back. Exhale, pull the knee into your nose. Inhale, carry the right leg back. 1 more. Exhale, carry the knee into your nose. Inhale, extend the leg back, tuck your toes to the floor, push back through your heel. Hands stay under your shoulder, core starts to engage. As we exhale, we pull the left knee in. As we inhale, we lower the left knee down. Exhale, pull the left knee in. Inhale, lower the left knee down. Exhale, pull the left knee in. Inhale, carry the left knee down. Exhale, take that right knee to the floor. and shift back one last time into child's pose before we start to move to our standing practice. Rotate your wrist. Soften your hands. Move your blocks forward if you know that you're going to need them. And then from here, keeping the arms outstretched, tuck your toes and come into a down dog. You can use your blocks here if you would like. There's nothing wrong with using blocks. Listen to the back of your body. Notice any difference between the left and the right side. Be completely okay with differences. Not just in yourself, but everywhere. Soften your jaw, relax the back of your neck, the front of your throat, the base of your skull. Walk out your dog if that's what you need today. And then nice and slow, start to walk your feet forward towards your hands, pressing into the ground or blocks. And then pressing through your feet, rise all the way up, reach the arms overhead, find a little bit of a back bend. Look for space in the front of your body. And then exhale, bring the hands together in front of your heart and breathe. Lift the center of your chest up into your thumbs. Find the top of the head lifting and the tailbone descends. Feel the hip bones lifting, the ears over the shoulders over the hips, hips over the ankles. Check in with your body now that it is upright. How does it feel? What is happening? And then from here, reach your arms up, big stretch to the sky. And as you exhale, we're going to keep the arms up, but we're going to step back into a lunge. This might take a couple steps for you, and you might need to place your hands on your hips for this. Step your right leg back as far back into a lunge as your body will let you. Keep the toes tucked, push back through your right heel. Find that happy lunge. Chest is facing forward, left knee's over the ankle, right heel's pushed back. One more breath. As you exhale, take that right hand to the outside of the left knee, carry that left arm behind you. Hold here. Breathe. Admire the imperfections of this posture, because that's the parts that are telling you your body is speaking to you through those imperfections. Reach the arms up. Press through your left foot, find strength, and step your right foot forward. Big deep breath in. Exhale, hands together in front of your heart. Close the eyes if you feel comfortable doing so. Notice the difference. Notice how that posture made you feel. Become aware, become okay with just standing within your awareness. Bring the arms up. Let's try it again to the left this time. Left leg's going to come back as you step back into a lunge. Your lunge is still a lunge. The right knee's over your ankle, your hips are facing forward, the core is engaged. You're finding balance, structure in your posture, but you're also looking for the parts that are shaky, the parts that might be overstretched or overcompensating. Take the left hand to the outside of the right knee, learn from the body as you turn, bringing that right arm back. Noticing if the twist is only happening in one part of your spine. Take one more breath. Inhale, bring arms overhead. And then as you exhale, step forward. Hands to the heart, left foot down, breathe, take a moment. Next inhalation, arms come up. Exhale, come into a forward fold. Take it all the way down. Wherever you go is fine. You can use blocks here. You can bend your knees. Inhale, place your hands to your shins. Shift the weight forward just a little bit. And then exhale, forward fold again. Inhale, step your right leg back, lunge with the hands on the ground. Lower that right knee to the floor. Next exhalation, draw the shoulders back. Next inhalation, reach the arms up. Does this feel different than the lunge we did before? Can you get deeper into it? Do you feel better here? Go ahead and reach your right arm forward this time and stretch the left arm back. Look through the left fingertips. Do you feel less stability or more stability? How does your muscles feel? How does your body feel? What does it need? Take that left hand down to the back leg or your lower back. Reach your right arm up by your ear. What does that feel like? And breathe. One more breath. Take that right hand down, your left hand down. Lift your back knee off the floor. Tuck your toes, step back into a plank. Lower down, knees, chin, chest, or chaturanga. What does your body want from you today? And then inhale and lift your heart. Find spread space between the heart and the shoulders, between the center of your chest. Pull your core in, roll your shoulders down. Check in your back body, check in the front, check on your sides. Tuck your toes under, press through the heels as you draw back into a down dog. And then on your next inhalation, step your right foot forward. Lower the left knee to the ground, take your time to get here. You already know what's coming. Inhale as the arms come up. Lower just the left arm in front of you and reach the right arm back, looking through your fingertips. Take the right hand to the back leg or lower back, reach the left arm up. Cartwheel the hands out, left hand, right hand. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knees, step back into your plank. Lower down knees, chin, chest, or halfway, you pick. Inhale, lift your heart. Big stretch, big deep breath. Exhale, draw back by tucking your toes, coming all the way back into down dog. This is your pause for presence, so if you need child's pose here, please take it. If you would prefer to be standing and just coming into that namaste hand, please go ahead and do so. Shake out your head, soften your neck and your jaw. Check in with your body, what's happening. Be here for one more breath. Go ahead and locate that left leg and take that left foot forward. So wherever you are, the left foot's coming forward now, you're back in the lunge. Spin your right heel to the mat. Line up with your left heel and your right instep. Try to bring your left knee over your ankle and your glutes down. Find a block, place it behind your ankle for those of you who might need it today, depending on your height. Or don't use a block, that's up to you. Your left hand's either going to come to the floor behind your left ankle or to a block, or it might even come to the floor in the front of the left ankle for those of you who need that little support. We're going to press into this left hand and we're going to imagine we're pulling something with our right. So imagine you're pulling a weed or something like that out of the ground, pull it all the way up, straight up to the sky, and then extend your right fingers and your left. Have that left knee drawing back towards your left arm and start to open the chest. Be here for a couple more breaths and just notice the parts of the body that want to rotate down. So notice if the right chest wants to come down or the right hip. And then see if you can open up a little more. Start to straighten the left leg coming into Trikonasana or triangle pose. Not pushing down through your toes too much here, but pressing through that inside or instep of your left foot, outside or outstep of your right foot. but not lifting either side of the foot. Engage your left thigh. Turn your head to where it needs to be. Is your shoulder still facing down? Can you open? Can you open and expose your areas that might feel constricted or tight? One more breath here. Bend your left knee. Place that right hand down onto the mat. Move the block from out from underneath of you. Tuck your back toes. Step back into plank. Lower the way you would like to. Maybe it's knees, chin, and chest this time. Inhale, lift the heart. Shoulders back. Open up. Maybe the body isn't going that high today. Tuck the toes. Come into down dog. Let's get right on into the other side. So the right foot's going to come forward. Finding your lunge first. Placing a block behind the ankle if that's what we need today. Spinning the left heel to the floor. Right heel lines up with the left instep. Right knee moves back. And then nice and slow, as if we're going to pull something out of the ground and up. We're going to pull that left arm up, 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 up. And reach it to the sky. Moving that right knee back towards the arm, not rolling it in. Staying with our breath, not letting our shoulders draw in. And then also finding space in the whole of the front of the torso. It wants to rotate down, awareness there, but then opening up, if we can. And if we can't, why? And that's okay. Nothing wrong with that, but why? Learn as much as you can. Use your practice. Let's do one more breath. And we'll transition this into triangle. Engaging that right thigh as we move. Breathing. Spreading those fingers apart a little bit. Not looking for a crutch with a block, right? So we're not making an indent in our block. But we are using it as help, as explorative material. Making sure we're not white knuckling the earth with our toes. Not overdoing it. Last 2 breaths. Last one. Beautiful. Bend that right knee. Take your left hand to the ground. Move the block out of the way, maybe in front of you here. Make sure your hands are firm as you lift your back heel. Step your left foot forward. Take that forward fold. Shift that weight forward. This is your pause. A pause in a pose. If you feel like your head's been down too long, that's okay. You can come up to standing, place your hands together in front of your heart. We'll be there shortly. One more breath. Press through your feet, rise all the way up, reach your arms overhead, come up slow so you don't get dizzy. Exhale, hands together in front of your heart. Close the eyes if that's comfortable for you. Notice what's going on in the chest, in the arms, and the shoulders, and the heart. These are your frequent pauses. I know, different than what we're used to. Beautiful. So let's go through balance, because balance is what makes us kind of lose control a little bit, and that's a good test for us in our regular life. You're going to take your right foot and make sure it's firmly planted onto the mat. And then from here, we're going to take the left toes to the ground. So for some people, this is enough of a balance. You could even take your block behind you and place your left toes onto your block and just see how that feels, and that can be enough for you. And that's okay. But if you'd like to take it further, you're going to start to lift the left foot off the ground, see how that feels, and pull your left knee back. Then maybe you can grip hold of your left foot with your left hand. And then even there, you might even try try grabbing it with your right hand too, giving your chest even spacing, or as even as it can be in this pose. Excuse me. Hold it here. Try not to lean forward. Instead, try to keep that left knee in line with the right. And breathe. Try not to push your belly forward. Instead, lift the center of your chest. Think of a little bit of a back bend here in the upper back and an engagement in the core. Let's let go of our left foot. Again, you might be here, which is fine. If you are here and you're just working on this balance, then the next position you'll go into is just taking your left foot across your right and just placing it on the floor or on the block, right? Or you might want to try taking a flexed left ankle to your right thigh. You can hold onto your thigh here with your right hand. You can even lean against the wall if you want. And you can take your left hand in front of your chest. And I really want you to breathe here, because it is a balance, and it is asking for strength, and it is asking for patience. We're going to sit down with this pose, not all the way down. Imagine you're sitting in a chair. For those of you with your leg crossed, just work on the balance there. Place the hands together in front of your heart, flex the left foot, hold here. Push the hips back a bit, bring the knee back a bit. And then from here, hinging from the hips, maybe the hands come to blocks or the floor, you're going to start to straighten your right leg. You might need to hold onto the foot with your right hand and just give yourself a forward fold. For those of you who are like, this is before flying pigeon, and if you want to do flying pigeon, go ahead and do it if that's part of your practice. If you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry about it. Take one more breath. To come out of it, we'll come out the exact same way. For those of you with your legs just crossed, work on that balance. Press through that right hand or right foot and come all the way to standing. Lower that left leg. Take a moment. If you were holding your breath, you're going to know, because you're going to start gasping for that air. Can you feel your heartbeat going higher? Is it higher or is it still slow? Can we try it on the other side? Take that right foot behind you. You know that you can use a block here if you need to. Go ahead and grab hold of the right foot. Try to keep the knees in line. Chest is facing forward. Left leg's probably shaking from side to side to find your balance. I know mine is. Hold here, just one more breath, guys. Beautiful. Let's let go of the right foot. Remember, you can cross the right ankle in front. If you wanted to come into a forward fold from here, you could. Or you're going to lift that right knee, take a flexed right ankle or right foot onto your left thigh. You can grab hold of the ankle with your hand, hold it here for a moment, find your balance, find your support. Take your right hand to your chest. And then from this position, if you're feeling like you want to, carefully shift your hips back, place your hands together, find that nice little seat, a gentleman's seat here. And then from here, coming into that forward fold, bringing your body into a forward fold, utilizing all the forward fold things that we know, or taking that happy little flying pigeon, that is completely up to you. Using blocks under your hands if you want to, keeping the hips forward, staying with your breath. Oh, that slow, deep breath. Listening to your body. Don't try to manipulate, don't push. Just listen. We're going to come out of it slow. Bend your left knee. Hands come together. Lift the torso. Place the right foot onto the floor. This time bring your arms down by your sides. Find mountain pose. take one more breath here. Go ahead and come back down. And then from this position, let's step back into plank just for a moment. And then let's go ahead and lower our knees to the floor and draw our bodies back into a child's pose. And then just notice the difference between this child's pose and the poses that we did at the beginning of class. Remember that you can always bring your head to your hands or arms, or even to a block. And then nice and slow, we're going to come into hands and knees just for a moment. We're going to move through that cat-cow, maybe with a little bit more intention, maybe a little bit more attention. Maybe a little more expression and space. And then bringing your spine to that neutral position, let's go ahead and bring ourselves all the way down onto our backs. However you get here is fine. It doesn't have to be the most graceful thing in the world. And then before you, if you're not already on your back, no big deal, but before you get on your back, if you're in your seated position, try and roll down vertebrae by vertebrae. So if you just flopped onto your back, no worries, no big deal. But if not, try and do that nice vertebrae rock. And then let your arms come down by your sides. Place your feet about hip distance apart. So remember, this is hip distance apart, so it's not as wide as your mat. And then before we move into those twists or anything else that ends our class together, let's find the tailbone, and we're going to get deep inside the pelvis here, and we're just going to rock the sits bones. So you're going to inhale, and the tip of the tailbone is going to draw down. And then as you exhale, the tip of your tailbone is going to lift. So we're rocking gently, moving the hips very small amounts, becoming very aware of the pelvis, of the hips, of the space that is held there. If you need to, if you feel like your legs are shaking or there's issue here, you can place a block between your knees, and that might help a little bit. Remember that the exhale draws the belly button down, lifting the tail, and the inhale lets the belly expand, drawing the tailbone down. Be here for maybe a breath or two more. Trying not to make this mechanical, but instead making it a feedback loop. You're asking your body to do something, and then you're listening to what your body is doing in response. And then on this next inhalation, let's bring our spine into that neutral position. The tailbone will just rest. We won't be moving or manipulating or rocking here. And then our next exhale, pull the right knee into your chest. Slowly slide that left leg out. Let the shoulders draw down. Listen to the back of the body, the front of the body, the sides. Listen for the rhythm of the breath. Then go ahead and bend your left knee again. Place the foot onto the floor. cross your right thigh over your left. If this is uncomfortable for you, then just go into a regular twist that we always do, either with both knees or one. Go ahead and pull both your knees in. Take your left hand to the outside of your right knee. Both legs are going to move to the left as you reach your right arm away from you. So you might need a block here or a blanket. That's okay. Remember, we want to try and keep that right shoulder down, and we don't want to feel like we're putting a lot of pressure on the kneecaps here. So if you need a blanket underneath your knees, which in this case I do, and I will use it, you can go ahead and do that. You can also cross your left calf over the right ankle, coming into those eagle legs, for those of you who like to do that. Again, if I say something that you don't quite know what I'm talking about, don't do it right now. It's an online yoga video. There's not as much nuance that we can get into here for right now. So if you feel like something hurts, or if you feel like something's just not achievable for you today, don't do it. It's only suggestion. Be really, really, really accepting of the things you can and can't do right now. Because there's a whole lot of expectation on you. One more breath. And then let's go ahead and take that left foot back down to the ground and carry the body right back into center if we have our legs crossed in that manner. Place your right foot on the floor, pull your left knee into your chest, hold here, and then slide your right leg away, letting there be weight in the leg. Letting there be breath. Go ahead and bend your right knee. Place your left leg over top of the right if that's comfortable for you today. Pull the knees into your chest, right hand to the outside of the left knee, and we're going to carry all the way over to the right, reaching that left arm away from us, letting the legs come down wherever they go. You can cross the calf or ankle over the left ankle if you want, if that's what's comfortable for you. It's only if it's comfortable for you though. Holding here and breathing. Checking in with your body. Lots of moments to pause. And then let's go ahead and take one last breath here. And we'll come right back into center. Uncross the legs, pull both knees into the chest. You can make big circles with your knees individually or together. You pick. Go in one direction, and then go in the other direction. Just keeping the hips still and the knees moving. And then pull the knees in towards your chest, whether the hands are in front of your shins or behind the thighs, and maybe rotate the ankles a little bit in one direction and then the other. Maybe they're together, maybe they're separate. And then from here, roll your head from side to side, bringing the legs and ankles into stillness. And then extend your legs onto the floor. Reach your arms over your head. adjust your clothing so that you feel really comfortable laying on the floor here. Let your arms rest down by your sides. And then very carefully allow yourself to be fully relaxed. Start to let that slow, soft breath come into your body, quieting, softening, relaxing. And then really dropping into your mind, your body's communication with you. And let's go ahead and rescan. Start at the tips of the toes. Experience the tops and bottoms of your feet, the sides of your feet. Experience the ankles, the heels. Experience the shins and the calves. Locate the divot behind your knee, the kneecap, the fluid muscles and tendons surrounding. Check in with the front, sides, and backs of your thighs. Check in with the space between the thighs and the glutes. Locate the sides of the hips, the buttocks. Locate the hip bones and the space between into the pelvis. Find the lower belly. Wrap around the side waist and into the lower back, into the tailbone, into the top of the glutes. Move up the lower back towards the mid-back, binding the spinal column and the muscles on each side, wrapping around the waist and into the belly. Moving up the front of the belly into the upper part of your abdomen, right around your ribs. Locate the ribs, the space between and around the sides, into the upper back area where the ribs are, moving towards the shoulder blades, into the armpits, moving across into the chest, into the center of the chest, into the collarbone, out into the shoulders, down into the upper arms, back of your arms, elbows, forearms, wrist, palms, back of your hands, fingertips, and fingernails. Up through your arms and back into your shoulders, and now from where the shoulders and the neck connect, from where the neck and the collarbone, or the throat and the collarbone connect, from where the base of your neck connects all the way up to the base of your skull, wrapping around from the back of your skull, coming into the jaw, noticing the tongue, the gums, the cheeks, the bridge of your nose, your eyes, your temples, your forehead, the top of your head, the back of your head. And for those of you who had to get up early, they already go because I'm running a couple minutes behind. It was nice seeing you, but if you're still with me on the floor, just hold here for 1 or 2 more breaths. And then nice and slow, start to wiggle your fingers and your toes, bring your knees towards your chest, roll to your right, press your left hand into the ground and come up into seated. Take those full deep breaths, just a couple more. And then nice and slow, let's bring the hands together in front of our hearts and bow the head, giving honor to the body for giving us feedback today, and for honoring yourself and learning about who you are and what's going on. And when we change ourselves, we change the world. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your middle of your week. And I will see you all live again at the end of the week.